Hey, what's going on, everybody? David here, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming release of Aquaman on 4K Ultra HD. As you can see here, it does have 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital copy included. Fantastic embossing right there on the title. And then it does include a sneak peek for the upcoming movie Shazam, which I'm excited for. But, Aquaman. Aquaman's been kind of like the butt of many jokes over the years. I mean, it was one of those characters that you kind of thought of and you're like, well, how are they going to adapt this to the screen? Like, for real. The running joke was, well, he talks to fish. You know, and they even kind of said something similar to that in, I want to say it was Batman v Superman or something like that, where they kind of made a joke about it. But this iteration of Aquaman is pretty badass. Jason Momoa is a dude that is very commanding when he comes out on screen. You know, just his presence exudes this just masculinity, and it's just like powerhouse, you know, aura about him. And that's actually really, really cool because it makes the character really, really cool. Now, with the whole DC, you know, EU thing, I know a lot of people are very much like, well, you know, I guess I could say people have lost faith in the DC movies. I have always been like, you know what, they're very enjoyable. There hasn't been a DC movie literally that I have said I hated. Even Batman v Superman, which is again very polarizing to fans, I actually really enjoyed. You know, I mean, it does have its weak points. It does have its bad parts. But it's a very enjoyable movie. This movie, however, takes it to another level. Okay, with Wonder Woman. We all knew Wonder Woman, you know, was pretty much the best part of Batman v Superman. Changed my mind. Fight me on it. But, you know, her movie was very solid. And it was very entertaining, very different as well from the other movies in the DC universe that have come out. This movie, I feel like, took a cue from Wonder Woman and did the exact same thing, where they just created it and made it very different. Very not like the other movies. It wasn't dark. It wasn't really campy. Well, it was kind of campy to a certain extent, but it wasn't dark. It wasn't too light. It wasn't like super funny, you know, either. But it was just really fun. It was a fun movie to watch the whole way. Had a great time watching it. Watched it with my son. My son like completely flipped out about it. Literally after the movie, you know, we went straight to the toy store and he had to get a figure. But that's besides the point. That came out of my pocket. But anyway, yeah, the movie was really good. I enjoyed all the characters. Jason Momoa killed it, as he always does, as this character. You know what? I feel like Aquaman, or I feel like Jason Momoa is kind of the same person in every role that he has, to a certain extent. But from now on, like, this dude is Aquaman. The way he acts, the way he, you know, his mannerisms, this dude's Aquaman. Like, I can't see anybody else as Aquaman from here on out, which is a good thing. Now, Patrick Wilson is in the movie as well, and he's a frequent collaborator with director James Wan, which is really cool. I like that they have like a cool, you know, I guess rapport, you know, together enough to where he could trust him to be a bad guy, you know, the villain. And Patrick Wilson as a villain is actually really good. Normally, you see Patrick Wilson as the protagonist of the film. In this case, he does a really great job of playing the bad guy. You know, I mean, I really would like to see him in, maybe in not like a whole bunch of roles like that, but in maybe more roles like that. Amber Heard is great as well in the movie. I thought she did a great job. What else? Let's see. The visual effects. That's one thing that I wanted to make sure I touched on in this review. The visual effects are phenomenal. Like, everything is very bright and colorful. Reminds me almost the way I felt when I saw Guardians for the first time. Everything was very vibrant, very bright, and just, again, like I said, very different, which is really, really welcomed right now, especially in the DC movies. Now, I will say that I've said this from the start, that what they should have done, and maybe we would have a different, landscape as far as DC movies right now. What they should have done from the start was, maybe establish your characters more solo films first, and then do the big, team up film, which they did in reverse. They tried to do the Marvel thing, or like do the opposite of Marvel, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But I am super, super glad that they are doing solo films that really do these characters justice and establish these characters really, really well. And then, even if we don't have a connected universe, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, even if we don't even ever have another connected type of, set of films ever again from the DC side, I do want to see more unique type films that really care about the storytelling aspect a lot more, which I love. That's why I love the DC animated movies, because they're all like one-offs. They don't necessarily connect to each other. In some instances they do. There has been like I think one or two that do connect to each other, but for all intents and purposes, they're all just solo stories, and I love that. I love experiencing just one-offs that maybe you don't have to think about so much. Don't get me wrong, I love the Marvel movies. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm a huge fan of that. But I think in this instance, it would do much better for the DC movies. Now, with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing portion of this. I've talked too much about this. I feel like I was ranting a little bit. But anyway, here you go. Here's the back here. If you guys don't know what Aquaman's about, Black Manta, fantastic, phenomenal villain. He's more of like a side villain in this movie. My son loves him. For some reason, my son, let's go ahead and check this out. My son gravitates towards all these like super villains, which is a little concerning. So let's go ahead and pop this open. All right. Again, the cover here. Fantastic. The back again. Let's go ahead and pop this open. It does come with a digital copy. And then here we have Aquaman on Blu-ray. Over here on this side does show like a little silhouette of the trident. And then Aquaman on 4K over here does have the silhouette of the trident as well. Just different colors, blue and green, which is really cool. Love that. And then here goes the front, back, and spine for Aquaman. And this one comes out March 26th from Warner Brothers Studios Home Entertainment. All right. So I just wanted to do this quick unboxing and review for you guys, and give you my thoughts on Aquaman, because it really was an enjoyable film. No matter what anybody says, and I'm not a fanboy of either Marvel or DC. I'm a fan of superhero movies, like straight up. I mean, I am. And I mean, they're good. They're really good. They're enjoyable either way, because guess what? When I was younger, that's all I ever wanted was just superhero movies. And now, in this day and age, we have tons of them. And I am ecstatic for every single one that comes out. So if you dug this video or found it informative in any way, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because I will be coming back with more videos as always. And with all that being said, we'll catch you next time.